Hello everyone, it's Nina and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be prepping for the best time of the year. We are going to be doing a lot of things to get into the fall spirit. I honestly have a lot to do for this vlog, so I'm really excited for you to come along with me. I know it is kind of early to be thinking about fall, but at least for me, I think the prep at the very least should start around August 1st. I personally just want to enjoy autumn and the spooky Halloween vibes for as long as possible. So we're going to get into prepping everything for fall in this video, as well as just doing some other kind of general reset type of tasks. I think I'm going to talk really quick about some of my goals and why I love fall in particular, and then we'll get into the rest of the video. In terms of the reasons for why I love fall, I feel like for me it's very much peak going out enjoying the world time. I'm just not that much of a summer girl. I feel like I get really bad heat headaches, and I'm just so uncomfortable and sweaty all the time. So fall into winter really is the best time of year to be going out and doing things, in my opinion. I feel also because of that, it's really super easy to be offline then. I just feel the weather is a great motivating factor for me to go out on walks or take trips into the city to all of my favorite areas. Another thing I really like about fall is the color palette. I love browns, oranges, reds, earthy greens. I really like dressing in those colors and just wearing warmer clothes in general, because I am just a sweater weather girl at heart. I honestly probably never need to buy another sweater again. I own more than enough, but it is my favorite type of clothing, so if I'm going to thrift something, it's probably going to be a sweater. I feel I am a pretty skeptical person when it comes to following trends, or whenever I see a new viral product come out. So I don't really feel I need to buy many more things for my enjoyment of fall, besides maybe fall associated food or scents. I feel pretty much everything decor wise I can reuse year after year. So with that in mind, I did buy a couple fall scented things, but I think I'm gonna wait until closer to the actual start of fall in September for when I'm going to decorate my apartment and buy some stuff decor wise. I just kind of want to go through everything that I have before I make any new purchases. But I did do a little shopping for Bath & Body Works, which I will get into a haul of that very shortly. Anyway, some of my goals for this video, I really want to reset around the apartment. I want to change out our sheets, which we kind of have to do anyway, and I want to put on my kind of cottagecore fall sheets. I'm also going to be cycling out some of my summer wardrobe into more of my fall color palette that I can still wear during the warmer weather. And I'm going to be doing some inspo spreads in my journal of all the reading and watch list of stuff I have that I'm looking forward to in fall that's going to be coming up. Another reset task is I really want to clean my makeup brushes. Honestly, I think I've used every single one of my eyeshadow brushes and they're all dirty, so I really need to do that. Probably something I'm going to do later today. However, right now I'm just extra cute because we're actually going to go out for my mom's birthday. So I think when I get back home and I can switch into more comfy clothes, that's when I'll do more of the resetting tasks around the apartment. But I think for right now, let's move into the Bath & Body Works haul of the stuff I picked up. Okay, so one of the first things I wanted to do is I actually have a little Bath & Body Works haul. I don't often shop there, not because I have anything personally against them. I think I just didn't really grow up going to their stores. I think my parents thought it was a little bit overpriced, which it still kind of is. There also isn't one particularly close to us, but last year my wife and I did go into one to see all of the Summerween stuff that had come out, and we actually kind of discovered that we really like one of the scents that's part of that collection that they also brought back for this year. And I'm pretty sure it was maybe even the day after 4th of July is when they released the more kind of traditional autumn scented line on their website. And I had seen some things in that launch that I thought were really cute and I knew I wanted to pick up. I only got 2 different scents because those are the ones I knew I liked. If we find the time or happen to be nearby a actual Bath & Body Works location, I'll go in and smell more of them so I know what to get in the future. But let me show you what I ended up picking out. Okay, the scent from the kind of Summerween Halloween line that we really like is Ghoulfriend. We already have one of the body sprays of this from last year, but we've used, I think, at least 2/3 of it. So my wife and I were like, maybe we should get another one. So I did go ahead and pick this one up. I have to say, I'm not as much of a fan of the, I guess, like circusy carnival design that they went for this year. I think the packaging from last year was way cuter. Although I have said in other fall vlogs from last year, I'm not a big fan of the, what I like to call skeleton with a bow on its head aesthetic. I'm not the biggest fan of like creepy cute, which is very like antithetical to my normal aesthetic. Usually I like really cutesy, pink, bow covered type things. But I feel like for Halloween, it's the one time of year I can have like a more darker aesthetic. So I usually don't want my Halloween stuff to be particularly cutesy. However, I just like really like the scent of Ghoul Friend, so I decided to get this. And to go along with that, I got some other like Ghoul Friend scented things. I got the Pocket Pack, which is great because I always need hand sanitizer. And also this year I decided to get the Wallflower, which I don't know if they've done this in years past, but it's actually in the shape of a skull instead of their normal shaped ones, which I'll show you in a second. I think this looks so cool, and I think it's a really fun touch. So the other scent I got is from their regular fall line, and that is Sweater Weather. I got the like little Pocket Pack hand sanitizer, as well as the Wallflower for this. This one I specifically picked out because I had not smelled it last year, but when we were visiting our friend's house, she had the like foaming hand soap in the Sweater Weather scent, and I really liked it. So I kind of like put that in the back of my mind as one I could try out for this year. It's not like one of the fall scents that's particularly like pumpkin-y or cinnamony. It's just very fresh and clean, which is why I thought it would do really well as a Wallflower. Hopefully we like Ghoul Friend in like its Wallflower form. I feel like it is a pretty strong and very sweet scent, which we like as a body spray, so hopefully we will also like it when it's just kind of like wafting through the apartment. And to go along with those, I actually didn't have any of the like Wallflower plugins, and part of the reason why I decided to place this order was because I saw this. It is a Wallflower plugin that is in the shape of this little coffee shop. I think they started doing this last year. They had released a like bookshop one for the autumn time as well as one in the springtime. And they are so incredibly cute. I don't know what it is about tiny houses. I feel like in the same way I love like a Christmas village, I love a tiny detailed house or building. And this one is just adorable. It also is one of the like projector nightlight ones, so I think there's an option to turn this on to not just be a way to like dispense the scent, it also has like lights on it. I'm really excited to use this. I have two different spots I think we can put it, since I wanted it to obviously be kind of like eye level. We have a plug in our bathroom that I think this could work in, or a plug in the kitchen that kind of feeds into our living room. Probably since the fact that this is kind of like a coffee shop, it makes more sense for it to be in the kitchen, and we'll probably get better use out of it in smelling it if it's in that space. So cute, and I'm very excited to use this. I was telling my wife that I got a Wallflower plugin, and she was like, oh yeah, I really want the apartment to smell nice, so I'm very excited to show this to her. And the last thing I got was I actually didn't have any Pocket Pack holders. I think I had one in the past, but I think it broke, or it's attached to a bag that's like in storage and I can't find it anymore. So I ended up picking up a new one from their fall launch, and it is this very, very cute one of a cat sitting on a stack of books. I think this is adorable. I really like the ones that aren't like fully rubber and have instead like the metal clip on the top. I feel like it's a little bit more secure. And obviously like my two favorite things, cats and books. I'm very excited to use this. Besides the Pocket Packs I bought in this order, I do have a couple other ones that I just like kept in my purse without like an attachment on them. So I'm excited to actually like have them out and at the ready when they're like hooked onto my bag. This was a little bit extra. I probably could have gotten just like a basic one and been happy with it, but I figured I would go and get one that seemed more themed to my interests. So yeah, that's everything I got in my order. Okay, as you saw, I did do some updating in my journal. I actually took the journal out of my like cover for the sake of working on it, but I am using the same journal that I've been working on for the majority of this year. I did two like major fall inspo spreads. The first one is this more minimalist fall spread. I think I'm going to add more to it in terms of decorations and maybe like one or two more photos. All the photos I chose on this one are actually of previous years, my like fall decor and stuff I did to kind of like recreate Pinterest photos, have my own aesthetic autumn. I thought it would be fun to kind of use photos that I had already taken to kind of show that I am capable of having that same aesthetic autumn that you see online. And I definitely have some more of like events and stuff that we've gone to that I need to print out here. I just like didn't have the forethought to print them out before I started working on the spread. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna add more decorations and photos to this in the future and maybe do like some text around here of some of the stuff that I want to continue to do for this year's fall. And then the next spread I did is one that's a little bit more cluttered than I usually do. This side I actually made a physical kind of collage mood board of images I found on Pinterest to kind of like set the tone for this year's fall and some of the activities and things I want to try and focus on. And then for the other side, I did both a like watch list and a read list of some things I'm hoping to get to this year. I thought we could talk a little bit about the movies and TV shows I have listed, as well as some of the books I have. So in terms of my watch list, this is kind of a combination of things that I've seen before, things I was kind of like in the process of watching, but I feel like make most sense to start back up again in the fall time, as well as new things that are still coming out. The only TV show I have on this list is I really want to watch more of The Vampire Diaries. I think it was like 2 years ago that we started watching this show because the Jenny Nicholson full Vampire Diaries kind of like recap video is like in our heavy rotation of YouTube video essays. And I feel like I'm so connected with the show despite never having watched it like growing up or even in my like adulthood. We started season 1 and I feel like we only got maybe like 10 episodes in, but I definitely want to watch more of it. I actually was really enjoying it when we were watching it. And I feel like also now the fact that me and my wife have been watching Lost, we have like another connection to Ian Somerhalder, both seeing him play Boone in Lost and now playing Damon in The Vampire Diaries. So I want to like definitely watch more of the series. In terms of movies, there's a couple kind of retro movies that I have not seen, as well as one I have seen, but it's been a very long time. For one, I've never ever seen Hocus Pocus. I feel like it's a kind of classic for the like middle to younger millennial, having seen this when you were younger, but I just like never ever watched it. So I kind of want to see why it's considered such a classic. Another movie I really want to see is Practical Magic, specifically because I know the second one is coming out this September, and it has just like a couple actors I really like in it, so I'm excited to see what this one is like. I don't think subject matter wise it's particularly cozy, but I feel like people really find it cozy in terms of the like set design and the like bond between the two sister witches. And the last kind of like retro movie I really want to rewatch is Labyrinth. I've not seen this at least since college, but I really, really like it. And I feel like my wife maybe has never seen this, or it's also been a very long time since she saw it. So I'd love to give this a rewatch. And then in terms of new movies, I have two that are coming out this fall that I specifically wrote down because they're more horror adjacent. The first one is Teenage Sex and Death in Camp Miasma. This one might honestly be something that I've already watched by the time this video goes out, but I think I've talked before about how much I love I Saw the TV Glow, which is Jane Schonenbrun's other very popular movie, and I'm really, really excited for this one to come out. This is more like kind of summerween adjacent because it is set at like a summer camp and has like a very heavy like sleepaway camp slasher vibe to it. I'm just super excited to see what she does with this. And the other movie was not one I necessarily had on my radar before like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I'm really interested in seeing what the Clayface movie that's coming out, part of the like DCEU. This is the first, I think, like horror movie in the DCEU. And I saw someone describe it on Instagram as almost being like The Substance, but for guys. I'm not really a huge body horror fan. I tend to be grossed out by things pretty easily, but I feel like this version of body horror is probably going to be a little bit more palatable from it being in a like superhero movie universe. So I think it looks really cool from the trailer, and I'm definitely interested in checking this one out. Okay, now let's move on to some of the books on my like fall TBR. So a lot of these books I chose specifically because I am trying to kind of lay out which reading vlogs I want to do. I find it very easy to pick up a book if I know I have a dedicated reading vlog video in mind. So let me know what you guys think and like which of these reading vlogs you'd be interested in seeing. The first category I have is dreamy romantasy books. Specifically, 2 books that I had on this list were Until the World Falls Down and Dream by the Shadows. Both of these books I picked out because I think they have like a dream world aspect to them, and I've seen both of these used in kind of like the Instagram mood board type advertising Labyrinth as a like reference point. So I thought this would be good to combine in the same reading vlog. I've also kind of been in the mood to read some more romantasy. I feel like I've not read maybe like 1 so far this year. So I'd honestly like to read some more from that genre. The next reading vlog idea I have is to do some monster / like supernatural romance. This one specifically because I really want to read The Devil She Knows. And I also realized after writing this list that I could probably put Mate by Ali Hazelwood in this category, which is another book I've been meaning to get to. And I'm sure there's some other ones on my TBR. Those are just like the first 2 that came to mind. Because in that category, I'll have a Demon X Human romance as well as a werewolf romance. The next category I have is more lady night books. There's so many in this category, but specifically the one I had written down is Where Shadows Bloom by Catherine Bakewell. I've had this on my TBR for a while, and I think there's other ones I have in my TBR and Storygraph I could add to this category. Then I have a couple just kind of like random other books I'd like to read. I really want to read Fall for Him by Andy Burke. I saw this at my library and I think the cover illustration is so pretty. And obviously it's very like fall coded. I feel like there's so many of this type of romance in terms of like the straight romance world, but there's not as many for queer romances, so I definitely want to pick them up when I can. Another book that is coming out in the fall I'm very excited for is Public Access Afterworld by Jane Schonenbrunn, who, as I just mentioned, is the director of both I Saw the TV Glow and Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. And I believe Public Access Afterworld is kind of like the finale in a trilogy of TV / online based horror that she's done. So I'm really excited to check this one out. And the last one I have in terms of reading vlogs, I'm thinking I might want to read more of Ancient Magus Bride. I own the first 5 volumes of this. I previously have read the first volume, but I think I would probably reread it for the sake of this reading vlog. And I just feel like once I'm done with Dr. Stone, I might want another manga series to pick up and make more progress on. So this is one that I own a lot of the physical volumes for, so I feel like it makes sense also like vibe-wise to read this in the fall. So that's a look at my watch list and reading list for this fall. Oh, I don't like these guys.
Oh.
That's messed up. Where's their...
Yeah, that's cool.
I like him.
So, $80.
Wow. Okay. No, thank you. This is really cute. This basket, I really like that. So, as you guys did see, I swapped out my wardrobe. I didn't do everything in terms of my fall wardrobe. There's still a bunch of sweaters and like heavier shirts and stuff that I'm going to wait until the like fall time when it actually gets like cold out to switch out the rest of those things. So trying to swap out my wardrobe is always such a humbling experience because I have so many clothes. But I did try on a bunch of stuff and I purged kind of like what I don't think I want anymore. So I'm probably going to take that to a thrift store in the next like week or so. In a turn of events, I didn't think we were going to go fall shopping in this video, but after we were out for my mom's birthday, we did end up going to a Michael's and looked over all of their fall decor. But to be honest, not that much was speaking to me. I think there's maybe like one or two things that if it's still there in like a month, because I do have a gift card and my wife also has a gift card to Michael's, we might end up going back at some point. But with that all said, we are now at the end of this video. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider liking, commenting, or subscribing if you aren't already. Consider following me on the Storygraph if you'd like to see my reading updates in real time, as well as on my Bookstagram, which is linked in the description. I'm super excited for all of the fall content I'm going to be working on in the next couple months, so I really would love it if you guys join me here to check out those videos when they come out. But that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!